One more topic on X04, we're going to talk about full 360 polarizers. So China has two ways. One, they can use an OEM polarizer, or they can use two 90-degree angle polarizers that are laid on top of each other to actually kind of reciprocate it. X04 uses the exact same thing, polarizer, as an OEM. So the colors never change no matter which angle you kind of view it from. However, most suppliers have figured it out. However, there's still some that are still struggling to solve this issue, either 90 degrees or 180, that just still can't figure out the basics of the polarizer issue. X04 almost guaranteed that, hey, this will not be any issue of a polarizer effect or any issue like that. We're going to talk a little bit more about how bright is the X04. Now, the X04 LCD that we have is, we're trying to, we're trying to not be better or brighter than what Apple has originally designed for it. We need to make sure that the whites are to the perfect levels. You will find some LCDs that are even more, the white is even brighter than the OEM ones. However, what that ends up doing is it causes that every other color to be dulled out. So we're making sure that, I'm going to show you, for example, that, hey, we're going to go to a white color on all the images, all these products, and we're going to use a tool to actually test it out. OEM will be measuring at 592. X04 should be measuring at 587, 84, 580, and then we get the standard China copies to be at 375. Now you will find some that will even go past 600. Now when it's going past 600, what that's doing is like, hey, the whites will be perfect. However, the blacks are going to be very grayed out. And that's something you want to really avoid. Getting to a point of a color or of the white balancing to be higher than what OEM specs are, it does is that you're manipulating a different color to not reach to that standard. So X04, again, we're really focused on making sure that the colors, the brightness, everything is as close to OEM as possible. We're going to talk a little bit more about X04 and how you're able to a little bit differentiate the colors and everything like that. We had talked about, hey, going to the compass function and to be able to see, hey, how the reds are much darker and more truer on the original in X04 comparative to the dull on the China copy. However, there's a lot of other tools that someone can use too. I love looking at the icons themselves, looking at the talk buttons, how green they are, or the photo the icon because it has a pinwheel of colors and how rich and true they are comparative to the standard China copy. One thing which we realized is that even though the front cover glass is much stronger, the digitizer panel is still glass. Now that the digitizer panel is glass, what ends up happening is that if there's a lot more play in the front cover glass, and when an impact happens, the digitizer panel will stop working. So one thing on a glass digitizer that we were able to do is, one, we were able to make it thinner. So making it thinner was a crucial thing. What that does is you condense down the grid lines that you see on the LCD. Now, what do we do with the frames? We made sure that, hey, we're using better quality plastic. Now, what was happening before is that it was very brittle, that the frame was separating much easier from the glass. We're using cold pressed glue to fuse the frame and the front cover glass, but we're pre-assembling the frame to the cover glass before manufacturing the LCD to the panel. What that does is you can let it sit on much longer period to dry out and let it cure. With the custom frame, you're also able to ensure that when it sits in the body, the plastic is very flush to the housing. Since the industry really didn't have any type of frame to fit our customized cover glass, we had to go completely custom on the frame. So even the frames are 100% custom made specifically for X04. So inside the backlight there's a special film. Now this film is only available for X04. What this special film does is that it makes the viewing angle on China copy LCDs much stronger. Now when you're looking at this China copy, some other LCD, it's just very dark and dull. But with this just a special paper that we've pre-installed into every backlight, even when you're viewing this, it shows much more, 100 times more clarity and everything. So you'll be able to hold the phone at a heavy angle and still being able to see the colors much better just from this one special film. Now this film isn't like available in China that most suppliers will be able to add on. This is a very specific, made just for X04.